coming up on DHN.
The Ukraine may be going to war just weeks after its most deadly protests.
See how the FDA is changing nutrition labels after almost 20 years.
And later, we'll let you know about some of the big names that won at the Oscars this past weekend.
And in sports, the Cactus League broke some spring training records after the first game in the new Cubs Stadium.
DHN, where you can get information about all the news of the day with signing, voices, and captions.
The Deaf and Hearing Network starts now.
Welcome to DHN. I'm Melissa Huber.
And I'm Clayton Ide.
The Ukraine is calling it an act of war after Russia sent more than 6,000 ground troops into the Crimean Peninsula. The Ukraine is now getting their military together in order to stop Russia from invading.
We are preparing to defend ourselves, and naturally, if aggravation is going in that way, when the Russian troops they are enlarging their quantity with every coming hour, naturally we would be we'll ask for military support and other kind of the support.
Russian President Putin has said that they are sending in troops to protect Russian citizens after recent protests in Ukraine. Putin has also claimed that the ousted Ukrainian president, Viktor Yanukovych, has asked for such measures to be taken. The UN and other countries have called emergency meetings. Their hope is to try and resolve the situation. President Obama has asked Congress to work with him on getting economic assistance to the Ukraine and on isolating Russia. The Secretary of State, John Kerry, flew to Kiev, the Ukrainian capital, on Tuesday.
The Senate has taken a vote on the bill that will affect the ASDB superintendent. DHN reporter Diane Sue Kovacs has the full story.
Thanks, Clayton. This bill was just passed through the Senate and will head to the House of Representatives. If the House passes it as well, then it's up to Governor Brewer if it becomes a law. The bill will ultimately divide the superintendent position and have one for the deaf and one for the blind. Neither of them need to have a background in sensory-impaired education. Much of the deaf community is angered by this and feel they need someone to represent them. We'll keep you updated on where the bill goes from here.
The FCC is headed in the right direction to improve closed captioning. The National Association for the Deaf just announced that the FCC passed new standards for closed captioning. These standards will require accurate and well-timed captions to the captioner's fullest extent. Working equipment and supervised captioning will be enforced in order to lessen errors. The FCC did recognize that live programs would not be able to live up to these standards. Therefore, they've also required some stations to have their news teleprompter turned into a script, so that way people can have access to all news. These new rules do not affect online captioning. That decision is still being worked out in the courts.
Arizona has been looking for more judges in hopes that a new program will draw in a more diverse group of candidates. DHN reporter Diane Sue Kovacs has been following the story.
Yes, many residents and officials feel that it is a good decision to diversify the court system.
The more points of view we can bring into our decision making, the better those decisions will be for the people who depend on the courts.
Two groups have teamed up to create the Judicial Diversity Program. Their goal is to reach out to lawyers from underrepresented backgrounds and help them envision themselves as state judges.
The 67-day streak without rain has come to an end in Arizona. This weekend, the West Coast was hit hard by rainstorms. California is enduring its worst drought in over 100 years, but this much-needed rain came all too quickly. Parts of California were scorched after recent fires, which left the dirt unstable. Massive mudslides caused evacuations this weekend. Thankfully, no one was killed. Reports say that 10 inches of rain fell in parts of the state. That rain moved into Arizona on Saturday. Arizona farmers rejoiced at the wet weather. Their crops have been affected by the drought, which led to cattle dying. However, they're now going to be getting some help.
With the passage of the Farm Bill, our ranchers are finally able to access disaster assistance.
While farmers are waiting for the assistance from the government, you may see some of your grocery bills going up.
While Arizona is still debating to allow teachers to carry guns on school campus, Texas has gone ahead with the program. A district in a Lone Star state is starting up the Defender program. More than 80 staff members have applied, and if completed, they will be allowed to carry a weapon on campus as early as August 1st.
I think all the teachers need to be armed. We got some people out there that seems to don't have any regards for human life.
Arizona is seeing similar legislation go through the House right now. Some legislators feel it is one of many programs that help keep our schools safer.
It sends out a message that we're here to protect our children in schools. You know, we've had a couple of incidents where there's been school shootings, and we're trying to prevent that from happening here.
The bill would apply to all levels of education, but it is voluntary. This means only districts that want the program will have it.
Even if you don't have insurance through the Affordable Health Care Act, you could still be paying for it. One restaurant in Florida is asking its customers to do just that.
That's right, Melissa. And while some customers understand, they still aren't happy about it. Obamacare requires businesses with 100 or more employees to offer health insurance by the end of this year. Almost 10 different restaurants are putting a 1% tax on bills in order to cover the costs.
Some restaurants are expecting to pay almost $500,000 for health care.
One video relay service is feeling the effects of the continuing changes. With VRS, Diane Sue has the latest details.
Sorenson Video Relay Service announced Monday morning that they would be filing for bankruptcy. The company is claiming $1.4 billion in debt, but only $645 million in assets. They are filing for a Chapter 11 reorganization plan and expect it to work out within the next 2 months. Many people depend on SVRS and use it in their daily lives.
How can I call people? I need to have access to have a way to call people. I mean, if they start closing down, there's no way for me to get in touch with hearing people.
This type of bankruptcy means they still need to pay back their debts, but it will reorganize the loans and give them more time. The company says they will not be laying off anyone and that VRS will still continue as normal.
March has been National Women's History Month for almost 25 years. This year, one specific group of women is being recognized. Rhonda Makowiczuk has more.
Thanks, Clayton. Deaf Women United has declared this March as the first annual Deaf Women's History Month. The organization has collected names from across the country, and 31 different women will be put in the spotlight.
We realize that they have Deaf History Month, and they also have Women's History Month, but there's no Deaf Women's History Month. We felt like it was really important to have, so we discussed it and set it up.
DWU hopes this month of recognition will inspire future generations.
To see the women who were featured this month, go to dwu.org.
The Oscars got off to a hectic start with all that rain in California. The setup was delayed, and media outlets on the red carpet said that the rain stopped at the perfect time with just 15 minutes before the stars arrived. Of course, the award show kept you laughing with Ellen DeGeneres as this year's host. The movies Gravity, 12 Years a Slave, and Frozen won a number of Oscars during the show. Songwriter Robert Lopez and his wife Kristen Lopez won an Oscar in the Best Original Song category for Let It Go from Frozen. This made Lopez the youngest person to win an Emmy, a Grammy, Oscar, and a Tony. This is also known as an EGOT. Cate Blanchett won Best Actress for her starring role in Blue Jasmine. Matthew McConaughey was also given the award for Best Actor for starring in the movie Dallas Buyers Club. And of course, the most anticipated award of the night was Best Motion Picture, which went to 12 Years a Slave.
Fans broke attendance records during the first game at Cubs Park. Almost 14,500 people took their seats as the Arizona Diamondbacks faced off against the Chicago Cubs. They set off fireworks before the game to get the excitement going. The Cubs led in the 5th inning with 2 points, but the D-backs came back strong, scoring 3 runs. They scored again in the 6th, and the D-backs won 5-2, making this their second win of the spring training season. Saturday's game was canceled because of rain.
Almost 100 people died in the protests in Ukraine. A Ukrainian website reported that one of the men was Deaf Olympics judo star Dmitry Maximov. He was reportedly hit by a grenade during the protests. He won silver and bronze in last summer's games. Friends and family said in a statement that he was the hope for the team and would be missed.
Fans have been wondering if ASU will make it to the NCAA championship. After a 2-game losing streak, their chances seemed low, but with the last few wins, ASU has put the odds back in their favor. They have 2 more season games before the championship. U of A's senior night, they went up against Stanford and beat them 79-66. This gives them the official Pac-12 title and an undefeated record at home. Pac-12 tournament starts on March 12th in Las Vegas, and the NCAA championship starts on March 18th.
Even after this big win, one ASU basketball player will not be staying with the team. Point guard Jahi Carson said this will be one of his last games with ASU. He got the opportunity to join the NBA draft last year, but chose to stay for another year. He will not be making that decision again. He scored almost 1,200 points in his 2 years in Tempe and had a 45.6 shooting percentage. With a quick look at women's basketball, ASU's team is seeded number 4 in Pac-12. They will be playing the playoffs on March 7th against the winner of USC versus U of A.
The rain also had quite the effect on NASCAR this weekend. The Phoenix International Raceway hosted NASCAR, but had to shut down some of the races early. Kyle Busch won the nationwide race on Saturday. He is the first driver that won 3 straight nationwide races at PIR. He grabbed the lead in the opening lap and led from 155 laps until they stopped the race with 32 laps still to go. They tried to use blowers to dry off the track, but were unsuccessful. Kevin Harvick won the big event this weekend, the Sprint Cup. He got the lead after 74 laps and beat Dale Earnhardt Jr. by 0.489 seconds. Reports say Harvick was flawless. It was PIR's 50th anniversary, and they had 50 planes fly over the track to kick off the races. Did you guys watch NASCAR last weekend?
I heard about it.
Yeah, I heard it was such a tight race between Harvick and Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, really close.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time on DHN.